Anthony, just how much fun are you having on the second line right now? You guys have been really fun to watch.
Yeah, we're playing really well. I mean, obviously in Chicago it was Braz's night kind of thing, and then tonight a little bit more of mine, and then Novi and Braz got all on the board also. So it's fun when everyone can contribute, and hopefully we keep it going.
Any idea what the key is to this chemistry with you guys?
I don't know. I mean, we're just playing good, playing smart hockey, and when the chances are there, we're converting, so it's good hockey.
It looked like you guys took the center of the ice, like the first shift tonight. Was that part of the game plan?
You know what? I think last two games, first period obviously went well for us, and we know they're a great team. They're going to pressure a lot, and we kind of created those chances off their errors, and it worked out for us tonight.
You haven't been here for the last few years, and that, Carolina's kind of had this team's number. Was that discussed before the game to really get at them?
No. I mean, over the years, the last couple of years, Carolina had a lot of numbers. They've been atop of divisions for a couple of years in a row, and you just know it's a hard game against them. So we were ready. Obviously, Stu made some great saves for us, and we just took over.
Yeah, first one as a Penguin for him. Just how happy is this locker room for him right now?
Oh, for sure, it's huge. I mean, he came in kind of a bad stretch, so it might play on his mind a little bit, but tonight was solid, and we're obviously happy for him.
What did you see on your second goal with the tap in from Justin?
Novi did a great cross ice, kind of created a 2-on-2. Either I go and try to beat that guy one-on-one, or I use Braz, and he just gave me a perfect dish for redirect there. So great play all around.
It's just one of those things where we try to feed off each other, and he's big body, he makes a lot of good plays. So it's one of those things where I just got to get him from the right spot and get open.
What this guy did for you over here?
Who?
Stuart.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. Like, we got up to that lead, but they had some chances, and he did a good job holding us in there. And I'm happy for him to get his first.
Tonight's game, Braz, just a good example of how you guys want to play the game overall.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously a fast team that likes to play aggressive, and I thought we did a really good job of being ready for it and making sure we were in the right spots to support each other and make plays underneath, and it showed. So I think it's one of those things we got to build off something like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously first one, it's been a couple weeks being here, so it felt really good to finally get the first one.
Stuart, this is the first time you've had a lead to work with since joining the Penguins. Maybe it's an obvious question, but just how much easier is life as a goalie when you are working from ahead there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always easier. But I mean, to be honest, just from a mental point of view, as a goalie, it shouldn't matter if you're up or down. As a goaltender, the game stays the same. I think as a team too, game stays the same. But yeah, obviously, you feel a little bit more of that confidence, more of that feel. And Carolina, I mean, both teams played great tonight.
Do you feel like you had more confidence, more comfortable out there? It seemed like you were top of your crease. Glove was pretty active.
Yeah, I definitely felt more comfortable. I think as the weeks have gone on here, I've gotten more and more comfortable. Got a few more practices in and a few games. So I'm just settling in more and more as we go.
Just I guess puck exchanges or puck retrievals with defensemen. How has that process gone for you as you gotten more familiar here?
Yeah, definitely. I think tonight was really good. The guys have been doing a really good job at communicating with me. I think we found some really good chemistry back there. So I know like the first couple games might be a little bit wonky just because there's subtle changes, but I think we've done a really good job finding that chemistry pretty quickly here.
Dan, you'd mentioned the other night in Chicago that you liked the way your team played with the lead once you got it early. What did you think of this one, and might it have been even a step up from that?
Yeah, I think we just kept playing, and that's what we want. Like, I don't think think when you start to get too far away from it in terms of, you go into the third period with a lead like that and you suddenly, change what you're doing, it can go the other way. And so, and that's been the message all year. Now, I mean, it hasn't at other times looked that way, but that has been the message. I think, I think we did a good job there. If you compare the two games, I think we were in the offensive zone more in this third period than we were in Chicago, and like that was where, we want to be. You want to have some balance to it. And then when it was time to defend, I thought for the most part, we were in pretty good spots. We were doing the right things. I mean, you could still even, I think it was middle towards the end of that third period, like. We had some really good exits too, like just making plays coming out of the zone, rather than maybe just flipping it out and throwing it out. And sometimes that is the play, sometimes that is the last resort. But you don't want that to be the first option. And I think we were making the the right looks there, the right plays, and that's what you want to see. Like when you're playing with a lead like that.
Dan, does the simplicity of the way Brazeau and Mantha are playing and producing set a good example for the whole team?
Yeah, they're playing really well. I mean, I think that's, these guys, they're huge bodies that can, get to the net, and they're doing that right now, and you saw them get rewarded with that here. But they've also, they've got a skill set to them too, where it's, they're able to make plays, and so, I think there's a good balance to the way they're playing right now.
Stuart Skinner's first win with the Penguins. It's also the first time he's had a lead since joining the Penguins. First off, just what did you see from him tonight? And maybe it's an obvious question, but how much easier is life for any goaltender when they are operating with a lead?
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. I mean, he's, as I mentioned there, I think it was this morning. He's a competitor. He's shown that in every practice and every game. I thought he played really well there tonight. He had to come up with some big saves, and some of those saves came at really, I think, critical moments in the game as well. I think overall, I think we did a better job in front of him tonight too, and so I think it was a combination of both things. But those were, his game was on. Like there was some really big saves in there, and like I said, I think the timing of the saves were huge as well.
Dan, a couple of things you've talked about over the last week or so are getting to the middle of the ice and playing with speed. How do you think you did on those fronts tonight?
Yeah, I thought good overall. I mean, I think you're always going to come out, like you always look for some things to continue to improve. But, I thought, like I said, some of it's even just starting with the exits. I think when the opportunity is there, I think, it's hard to defend the middle of the ice. And I think we have some guys that it just comes natural for too on this group, but we were finding it. Then it's also just that balance of recognizing when things aren't there, I think we've got the ability to create there off the forecheck and putting ourselves in good positions that way. And so finding that balance is important. And I thought it was a really good step in the right direction here tonight.